Okay, here we are back again with more Dragon Age Inquisition. And...
He said your request was an insult to his rich Kunari heritage, Ambassador.
I don't care if the Baron's son invited him. I don't care if he has stories prepared.
He probably does.
If the Iron Bull wants to attend the soiree, he must find a decent shirt.
I love that the Iron Bull has decided that being shirtless is part of his rich Kunari heritage. You know, I wouldn't surprise me if it kind of was. Alright. What do we got today at the war table? House Amladaris. A quiet message arrived from House Amladaris today. Considering the speed of the response, it seems hard to believe the family had no knowledge of what Dorian found in the book. I wonder how long they've sat upon the secret, wondering if it might someday come to light. Liliana. The quiet message. My dear Inquisitor, we are most appreciative of the information you provided. How scandalous to think there might be any connection between our house and those fiends of legend. It's not true, of course, and to reassure you on that point, I intend to dedicate my family toward helping the Inquisition in its righteous struggle. Yours in faith, Magister Arian of House Amladaris. Oh, and he gave me a Master Spirit rune. Well, that's nice. That was definitely worth the trouble. Okay. Let's draw, see if we can... Have we drawn out the Red Templar Lieutenant? We have the name of the Red Templar Lieutenant who is dealing with Maleficent and the Freeman, Carol. He is expected to be at the Lion's Pavilion 2 days from now. Do what is necessary to stop him, but for my sake, make it quick. I knew him once, a long time ago. Carol, really? Oh.
Someone's turning into a bit of a dragon hunter, I've heard.
Yeah, I'm up to 3 now, I think. Is it 3 or 4? Have I killed 4? I might have killed 4. I think it's 4 now. Anyway, speak with Minister Belize at party. Inquisitor, I have the time and place of the Marquis's party. You must find a way to speak with Minister Belize privately about ratifying the Duparaket's return to nobility. It is the last step we need. She holds the success of this entire endeavor in her hands. Alright. We'll take care of that. First, though, let's see. Let's do some more... Restore the port on the Storm Coast. Your worship. The Red Templar's holdings on the Storm Coast were once a working port. If you would turn it to your own use, we may be able to assist. Ivor of the Blades. A note penned below in a different hand. We can hardly expect a bustling trade center, but since we've established a presence in both Ferelden and Orlais, direct access to the Waking Sea could prove useful. Of course, the Blades of Hessarian will refuse to help unless word comes from the Herald of Andraste. Okay. Josephine says she can arrange for additional assistance from nearby cities. Cullen says we can send some of our workers to assist the Blades of Hessarian. Well, Josephine's got the shortest time on that, so we'll just give it to her. Let's go, word from Zevran, a missive sent to Skyhold. I have tracked down the location of Lord Enzo and rather more Venatori than I was expecting. Shall we say goodbye to our troublesome friend? Let's see here. Josephine says, involving ourselves in the assassination of an Antivan noble is dangerous, as is allowing someone to steal the crow's target. If you trust Zevran to complete the task, let us part ways now. Okay. Liliana says, Zevran is talented, but also outnumbered. My agents can create a distraction. He can eliminate Enzo and the Venatori in the confusion. Cullen says, we take no chances when attacking a Venatori stronghold. We should send our soldiers to assist. No, I feel like Liliana's probably got the right idea here. If we send our soldiers to assist, like, that would be really public, and then everyone would know that the Inquisition was assisting in the assassination of an Antivan noble. If we just leave him to it, he might get himself into trouble. So we should help him, but we should do it on the sly. So yeah, let's let Liliana take care of that. Aiding Kirkwall. The tumult of the Mage Rebellion has been quelled. However, the city where it all began, Kirkwall, still suffers from the consequences of the fanatic Anders' actions. Kirkwall was once my home. It was the home of Grand Cleric Althena, who was a mother to me and so many others. I will not watch it languish. Starkhaven will soon embark on a mission of aid. We will send troops and workers to assist in the rebuilding and restoration of the city. I humbly entreat the Inquisition for help in this endeavor. Sebastian wants me to help him. Help Kirkwall, which is fine. I imagine Varric would also appreciate that. Josephine says, I will plead for assistance from our supporters around Thetis. Restoring Kirkwall, a symbol of all that's happened, could be a significant act that cements our alliances. Liliana says, Corypheus is still threatening Thetis. Kirkwall has survived this long, it can do so for a while longer. So basically, Liliana says, let's not bother. Cullen says, Red Lyrium may present an obstacle to rebuilding the city. Our soldiers can assist in its removal. Yeah, let's let our soldiers assist. We should make a show of helping Kirkwall. That's fine. Alright, cool. It's funny because that war table mission is wildly different if you, let Anders, live at the end of Dragon Age 2. That's basically the version that I get is the one that, is obviously the one that you get when you kill Anders. If you let Anders live, Sebastian basically decides that he's going to annex Kirkwall, and he's going to march in there, and he's just going to tear the city apart looking for Anders, because people there helped him or something, and he's still mad about it, I guess. It's really weird. It's really weird. Alright, so we gotta go to the Marquis' party. We have a party to go to, guys. Let's go to this party. I would like to maybe actually take care of this mission today. So, I don't think I need to bring anybody for this, actually, but okay, I'll bring some people. Sure, why not? I like to bring Iron Bolt to fancy Orlesian parties. He's good at fancy Orlesian parties. I don't think there's any combat in this mission, though, so I don't think it matters. Yeah, see, I just send him off anyway, so whatever.
Thank you for seeing me in private, Minister Belize.
I chastise you for taking me from the party, Inquisitor, but the Marquis throws such dull affairs. It's hardly worth it. I assume you wish to discuss your petition to elevate these du Paraquets to a minor lordship. Tell me, why should I allow you to pollute the Orlesian nobility any further than it's already been muddled?
You get a favor from me, but yeah, I mean, the du Paraquets were nobility once, so we'd just be, raising them back up.
The du Paraquets used to be noble. You'd be restoring an old house of Orlais.
Restoring it far too late. What are the du Paraquets now? Traders? Farmers? Really, it is too much. The very thought causes me pain. What can you possibly provide that will make your petition worth my effort?
I do have an exquisitely good spy master.
Information. Unless you believe your sources better than agents of the Inquisition.
Normally, I wouldn't trust your discretion. But the left hand of the divine is working for you.
She sure is.
Sister Leliana is a resourceful woman. I could certainly make use of her talents. Very well, Inquisitor. Should you fulfill this bargain, I shall raise the du Paraquets into lordship.
Sounds good. Hope Liliana doesn't mind having to send information to somebody else. But you know what? She's already sending information to like half of Thedas at this point, so what's one more random Orlesian? Besides, Liliana already offered to help with this whole situation, so she should be willing. I don't see why not. Alright, so let's go talk to Josephine and see if we can finally finish this up. That would be good. And I should probably go back to the Emerald Graves. I still got a bunch of stuff to do in the Emerald Graves. Josie!
I must return to Valroyo to see that everything is in order. Please join me when you can.
Wonderful. So now we just we go back to Valroyo again, because that's how this works. Fine. Fine. This I'm definitely not gonna bring a party with, because I don't need a party for this. But yes, I think we are finally finished with this long-ass mission, which I very kindly decided to do Josephine's way, and yeah. There's not really, I mean, the biggest difference, obviously, when you do this mission, if you do it Liliana's way, is that it's much faster. And it doesn't have nearly as many hoops to jump through. Like, obviously, that's the point.
This is devastating. How could you not see as much?
Perhaps I was numbed by the tearing of the sky.
Otherwise, it makes some difference in terms of like the kind of the outcome that you get with Josephine, like in the very end of the game, in the epilogue slides or whatever. There's a slight difference there if you do it one way versus another, but otherwise, I mean, it doesn't really make all that much of a difference. Mostly because, you know, since she's her advisor. She doesn't have party approval because she's an advisor, not a companion. Like, I don't know. I feel like Liliana's is a much bigger difference depending on what you choose, but that we'll see when we get there. And even Cullen's is a pretty big deal depending on what you do with him. Josephine, more or less, is the same person regardless of which you go with. But anyway. Let's talk it out, Josie.
I received a letter from the House of Repose, Your Worship. They acknowledge their contract is null and void. There is no longer a price on my life.
Well, I'm glad you're safe.
I'm glad you don't have to live your life looking over your shoulder anymore.
I regret we were forced to deal with them. That you were endangered by my part in the
Oh, I was never in danger. What are you talking about?
Did I ever mention I used to be a bard?
You were a singer?
Bards entertain the Orlesian court. They sing, play music, make charming conversation, and spy.
Indeed.
Many young nobles put on a mask and practice playing the game in such a fashion.
So how did you come to it? You're not Orlesian.
What made you interested in becoming a bard?
I was attending a university in Valroyo when I learned about bards. There was such an air of romance about them. Stories of secrets, trysts, and fascinating people. A group of us, young gentry from Antiva, decided this exciting life was for us.
I have a hard time imagining you doing that sort of thing. Bards can be pretty ruthless from what I understand.
You seem a bit steady for such an outgoing lifestyle.
Yeah.
The life of an entertainer didn't suit me at all. During one particular intrigue, I encountered a bard sent to kill my patron. We fought. Or perhaps scrapped is the better word. Both of us terrified. We were at the top of a steep flight of stairs. The other bard threw a knife, and I pushed him away from me. You can imagine the result.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, he drew a knife on you, so...
You were only defending yourself.
But it was such a waste, Inquisitor. When I took off his mask, I knew him. We'd attended parties together. If
Yeah.
I'd stopped to reason, if I'd used my voice instead of scuffling like a common thug, I'll always wonder who that young man would have grown into.
Probably no one merciful.
He seemed willing enough to murder you for the game.
Perhaps. I feel I'm the last to judge whether or not he would have actually used the blade. In all the commotion... forgive me, I don't believe I ever thanked you for helping me with this.
You saved your family with it. It's fine.
Hold on to it. Don't lose sight of why you came here.
I will never forget you helped save the House of Montilyet, Inquisitor. And should you ever visit Antiva, stories of the welcome we'll give you will be told for years.
I would like that. Hey, alright, we finally finished it. Sweet. Like, I guess you could argue that maybe Josephine becomes a little bit more ruthless if you do it Liliana's way. But for the most part, like, hers is... But, I would say, of the companion missions, Josephine's... And certainly of the advisor missions, Josephine's is probably the least...
I don't have a concern about this.
Is probably the least change, I guess, regardless of what you actually choose to do with her. Because, like, Cullen, obviously, like, you keep him off the lyrium, or you make him go back on the lyrium, and that's, like, that's a potentially life-devastating effect. And, Liliana, well, we'll see how Liliana's goes. Cataloging Skyhold. Sculpted Andraste ×2 in Orlais-sourced stone. Proper Andraste, this one. Solid for a human sculpture. Made to last. Polish and leave for Mother Giselle to reconsecrate or whatever. I leave their work to them. Mason Gatsy. Yeah. Just let the Andrastians do their thing with your fancy Andraste statues. As you might have noticed, I have some Andrastian chantry stuff and some Orlesian stuff right now in Skyhold. I've switched up the decor a little bit.
Inquisitor.
I feel like we have enough dealings with Orlais at the moment that it's probably a good idea to try to impress them. So, I think. What do I still have in? Oh right, I found a map. Oh goodness gracious. I'm gonna worry about that later, probably. Let's go defeat Carol. Cullen wants me to make it quick, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Argon's Lodge. Let's do here, I guess. And I don't know. I feel like I haven't brought Dorian with me in a little while. Let's bring Dorian, Ironbull, and I really like Dorian, Ironbull, and Cole as a party, honestly. They're one of my faves. There we go. Just set them all on fire. There's Carol. Oh, here's a shot. Oh, whoa. My dude. My dude. Okay, now I've got 2 dead guys. This is a problem. Hang on. Where is Iron Bolt? He's, like, hanging out here? He's chilling? I need to... I can't, like... Alright, seriously. Better. Okay, that was messy, but whatevs. That was pretty messy, guys. That should not have been as messy as it was. That was my bad. I'm gonna send us back to camp. Let's go over here, actually, because there's some other stuff I need to do around here. And that should fill me up on potions, at least. Let's try to find some, you know, info on our friend Fairbanks.
This might interest you, sir.
Nope, I'm good. Where am I going? I guess I'm just dropping down here like that. That's fine. That's fine. It's all good. Follow me! Down this very steep embankment, where I'm gonna lose a bunch more health, because that's how we roll in Thetis.
Perhaps we should search about a bit.
I agree, we should. Just because I just wasted another... What is this? An old painting. An old painting in a carved wooden frame. Paint has rubbed off in some places. Carved into the back of the frame, Lord Giraud Lamarck. The portrait shows the Lord as he must have looked over 40 years ago. He bears a striking resemblance to Fairbanks. Okay. Also, I think Cole has a... Let's just give you that upgrade. That's fine. Alright. Cool. Let's find more. A midwife's journal. This time-worn diary was found amongst more valuable items. It is bound in leather and has a solid silver trim, which might be why it was saved. A few entries can still be made out. 16 herring, 9/8. This has been the coldest winter I can remember. Even the river is frozen. No one should be out there, not in this blizzard. So you can imagine my surprise when there was a knock on my gate. A young woman. She's looking for the Fairbanks cottage. I go out. I say to her, nothing fair about this weather, but yes, you are at the right place. She throws back her cloak, and I see she is heavy, less than 2 weeks away. Please help. She's almost in tears. I bring her into the house and sit her by the fire with some tea and slippers. She's young, not more than 20. Her hands are smooth. They have not seen a day of work in her life. Her clothes are travel-stained but fine. The cloak must be worth at least 50 royals. Beautiful blue trimmed with fox fur. Her name is Bernice, but she won't say more. Many girls come here not wanting to say who they are. I understand. 25 Herring, 9/8. Bernice has had the baby, a boy, healthy, full head of hair. She named him Evereast. She tried to pay me with a heavy gold locket, a falcon on its face. I asked her what it was. It looks valuable. She says it's her father's, and she doesn't care to have it anymore. I tell her she might not, but her son might one day want to know where he's from. 1 Winter March, 9/9. A new year. Bernice should be healthy enough to leave, but it is still cold, and I just cannot turn her out. I will ask her to stay and be my assistant. I have needed help for a while. My fingers are not as nimble as they used to be. Clever girl. She will make a fine apprentice. Sounds like he is, the illegitimate son of possibly a noble girl. And I think this is the other one here. Why are we... No, what? No. We don't need to be in combat or nothing. Let's not worry about that. Just need to get around to the actual... like, entrance. Here we go. Let's go over here somewhere. Here's some loot. Ooh, a Dalish banner. Hey, look at that. It's probably... Cole, my friend. Orlais, Heraldry and Symbolism. This book offers a comprehensive look of the well-known noble bloodlines of Orlais. Of interest are a few lines in the entry on the House of Lamarck. Ami Lamarck established this ancient house in the time of Emperor Cordelis Draken. Sadly, the bloodline ended with Lord Giraud Lamarck, who disowned his only daughter Bernice. The shield of Lamarck bears a falcon volant on a field of sky blue and gold. The house's motto is, "To the sun on blessed wings." Interesting. The Perendale War. Not many people take the road west into Perendale for the sake of pleasure. Few living things inhabit the rocky countryside save for silver miners, wyverns, and an astoundingly pugnacious breed of mountain goat. In far-off days, the mountains around the city were full of dragons, and perhaps this was what first brought it to the attention of the Pentagast kings. Certainly, it was not the goats. Although the region has belonged to Navarra since the late Blessed Age, travelers here will find much that reminds them of a provincial Orlesian town. A great carving depicting the lions slaying the dragon adorns Perendale's gate, and many Orlesian lions decorate the city's buildings. And there are still many citizens who cling to the hope that the Empress will restore the city to the Empire. Historians mostly agree that it was not the dragons nor the silver, and certainly not the goats, that began centuries of warfare between Orlais and Navarra. It was Emperor Etienne Valmont and the Pentagasts. In 782 Storm, the Pentagast family, fresh on the throne again for the first time in generations and eager to build up the alliances lost by the Van Markham dynasty, approached the emperor to solidify a peace treaty through marriage. The emperor, who was under great pressure to produce an heir, set aside his empress of 17 years and wed Princess Soteria Pentagast, theoretically cementing a promise of peace and cooperation between Navarra and Orlais. Promises are hard to keep. By 797 Storm, Soteria was still childless, and the emperor sent her to a cloister so that he might marry his mistress. As anyone other than Etienne might have predicted, the Navarrans took this poorly. Indeed. Angry letters arrived in the imperial palace by the cartload. A small war party of Pentagasts rode into Orlais and reclaimed Princess Soteria. But the Navarrans did not take military action yet. They were strategists and knew to bide their time. In 846 Blessed, while most of the Orlesian army was committed to war in Ferelden, the Pentagasts began their war against Orlais. The Orlesians rallied a defense and drove the Navarrans from Ghislain and Arlezan, but at the cost of much of their northern territory. Perendale was lost and never recovered, a lingering sign that peace between the two nations was impossible. A very interesting bit of history. And I really like all the little tidbits, because, especially because I am a bit of an amateur student of history myself, of actual world history, and it's always fun to see things that are that remind me of, real things that actually happened in the real world, in real world history, because that's definitely alright. Right, so, I can talk to Gertrude, right? She's the one who wants to know that Fairbanks is noble. I could also bring this to Fairbanks himself. I feel like it's only fair to talk about this with Fairbanks. This is his life that I'm messing with, potentially.
I know you've been investigating my birth. You haven't found anything, have you?
No, I don't like lying to people. No, I definitely have the proof.
You're the child of Lady Bernice Lamarck.
I know who I am. Will you give me what you found, please? Honestly, Clara's intentions are good, but she is young and idealistic. Clara believes that being noble gives you power, freedom. She's wrong. It is just another cage. She told you the story of Lord Giraud Lamarck. The man turned his back on his only child and murdered her one true love for appearances. I don't want to be entangled in that. I don't want Clara in it. Do you understand?
Yeah, I mean, you make a compelling case, and I feel like Nadia probably can feel that to a certain extent. She's a mage from the Circle, but she's also from a minor noble family, and, honestly, even if she hadn't been a mage, her choices in life, as just a noble person in her situation, would probably have been pretty limited, to some extent. So, I think she can understand his feelings on that, and I think she'll probably respect his wishes, because, again, it's his life, and, you know what? I don't know that she wants to go fucking up his life, against his wishes. So, yeah, you can just have it.
Here's everything I found.
Thank you. This is best for everyone.
Right.
Tell me about your people.
Simple people. Most have lost family. All have lost their homes. Even with the war over, some are afraid to leave. Where will they go?
I need to be going.
Good day, then.
Yep. I think that's fair. But yeah, it's when you think about it, medieval fantasy dark, gritty medieval fantasy, characters in them are often not gonna have a lot of, you know, protagonists kind of get a free pass because they're protagonists, but, you know, pretty much everybody else is kind of screwed no matter who you are. You know, if you're poor, you're, you know, hungry and cold and it sucks. If you're rich, you have a lot of luxuries, but you're probably still not, like, your life is probably, you probably don't have a lot of freedom regardless. What's over here? Andraste's strength. Andraste's path was difficult, as was ours, but we did not falter as she did not, and we will be rewarded just as she was. Okay, and that's the sermon again, right? There's a thing here, though. A widow's woe. My Robert died last week, victim to men who once wore the colors of our beloved Empress. His remains were burned, as our chantry bids, and his last wish was to have his ashes scattered on the plateau that overlooks the Great Wood. But brigands and traitors have taken these woods, and I cannot fulfill his wish. This is as far as I go. But there are good-hearted souls in this world, and I pray the Maker sends us one who may journey where I cannot. Andraste will look well upon one who hears a widow's plea. With broken heart, Widow Karen. Alright, so there's some ashes that I can scatter, I guess. Right, I think that's over, yeah, by the dragon, actually. I wonder if I can grab this Fade Rift over here, maybe. I'm not going to do another dragon in this episode because I just did 2 dragons in 2 episodes in a row. And I'm a little bit dragoned out right at the moment.
Cole, are those real clothes or...
They're real? What else would they be?
I thought maybe you conjured them, like your physical form.
Do you conjure yours? Is that why they look like that?
Never mind. Forget I said anything.
No, honey, they look like that because I tint them that way. Because I think Dorian is fabulous. And I think he appreciates the finer things, so... I just, it's like I could do another dragon, but, I still got a bunch of personal missions to do, and I still haven't even gone to Emprise du Lion. Which is also probably something that I should do soon, is get to Emprise du Lion. But I absolutely need to do both Varric and Iron Bull's personal missions pretty dang soon. Ooh, what's this? Everite. I like it. I like it. This might be the rift that was like too high level for me the last time I tried to be out here and do these rifts. I feel like that's what happened. It's been a little while since I've been here and played the game, so I could be wrong, but I feel like that's what's happening. And that's why I haven't done these rifts, because they're a little bit too high level for me right now. And they were kind of kicking my ass. But I'm going to try it again. Because I'm a sucker for punishment, and I need Rashvine Nettle. Absolutely. Need that Rashvine Nettle. Because I'm a massive sucker for punishment. Ah, nah, it's on my level. This is on my level anyway, so it's fine. Right. Oh good, it's a pride demon. That's really what I wanted. Get over here. There we go. Pride demons are fun, guys. They're not fun. They're not fun. Did get a pure lightning essence out of that. There's a logging stand that I don't need, but I'm gonna grab it anyway. Scrap of paper. There once was a sister from Sud, begging alms as a chantry girl should. Though she would take gold or clothes for the cold, she looked first for offers of... It seems the logger was unable to finish this poem. Yeah, that's... I feel like that's probably for the best. To not have that poem be finished. Let's not finish that poem. We're good. We're good. We can leave it at that. Alright. I think I'll leave it here now. And yeah, I think, you know, maybe next time we'll do some more personal missions. I've got a bunch. I mean, I don't have a bunch. Like, right now, like, all three of these require me to go to Emprise du Lion, which I will do soon. But I do want to do Demands of the Cune and, well, shit. Because those are both, you know, pretty good, and I should do them. So I'll probably do those. There's that dragon over there too. I love seeing the dragons flying around. It's so cool. I love it. This game is great, guys. As always, if you like what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Later.